ശ്രീ ഗണേശായ നമഃ. ശ്രീ സരസ്വത്यै നമഃ. ശ്രീ സദ്ഗുരുഭ്യോ നമഃ. സമസ്തജനകല്യാണേ നിരതം കരുണാമയം നമാമി ചിന്മയം ദേവം സദ്ഗുരും ബ്രഹ്മവിദ്വരം മനോജവം മാരുതതുല്യവേഗം ജിതേന്ദ്രിയം ബുദ്ധിമതാം വരിഷ്ഠം വാതാത്മജം വാനരയൂതമുഖ്യം ശ്രീരാമദൂതം ശിരസാ നമാമി. സന്തോഷിണീ ജഗന്മാതാ മമ സൗഭാഗ്യവൃദ്ധയേ നമസ്കരോമി ഭക്ത്യാ ത്വാം പ്രസന്നാ വരദാ ഭവ. ശങ്കരം ശങ്കരാചാര്യം കേശവം ബാദരായണം സൂത്രഭാഷ്യകൃതൗ വന്ദേ ഭഗവന്തൗ പുനഃ പുനഃ. ഓം നമഃ പ്രണവാർത്ഥായ ശുദ്ധജ്ഞാനൈകമൂർത്തയേ നിർമ്മലായ പ്രശാന്തായ ദക്ഷിണാമൂർത്തയേ നമഃ. സച്ചിദാനന്ദരൂപായ വിശ്വോത്പത്യാദിഹേതവേ താപത്രയവിനാശായ ശ്രീകൃഷ്ണായ വയം നമഃ. നീലാംബുജശ്യാമളകോമളാംഗം സീതാസമാരോപിതവാമഭാഗം പാണൗ മഹാസായകചാരുചാപം നമാമി രാമം രഘുവംശനാഥം. ജന്മാദ്യസ്യ യതോന്മയാദിതരതശ്ചാർത്തേഷ്വഭിജ്ഞസ്വരാട് തേനേ ബ്രഹ്മഹൃദായ ആദികവയേ മുഹ്യന്തി യത്സൂരയഃ. തേജോ വാരിമൃതാം യഥാ വിനിമയോ യത്ര ത്രിസർഗോ മൃഷാ ധാംനാ സ്വേന സദാ നിരസ്തകുഹകം സത്യം പരം ധീമഹി. ധർമ്മപ്രോജ്ജിതകൈതപുത്രപരമോ നിർമത്സരാണാം സതാം വേദ്യം വാസ്തവമത്ര വസ്തു ശിവദം താപത്രയോന്മൂലനം. ശ്രീമദ്ഭാഗവതേ മഹാമുനികൃതേ കിം വാ പരൈരീശ്വരഃ സദ്യോ ഹൃദ്യവരുധ്യതേऽത്ര ഹൃദിഭിः ശുശ്രൂഷുഭിः തത്ക്ഷണാത്. നിഗമകൽപതരോർഗലിതം ഫലം ശുകമുഖാദമൃതദ്രവസംയുതം പിബത ഭാഗവതം രസമാലയം മുഹുരഹോ രസികാ ഭുവി ഭാവുകാഃ. യം പ്രവ്രജന്തമനുപേതമപേതകൃത്യം ദ്വൈപായനോ വിരഹകാതര ആജുഹാവ. പുത്രേതി തന്മയതയാ തരവോ വിനേദുഃ തം സർവഭൂതഹൃദയം മുനിമാനതോസ്മി. യത്സ്വാനുഭാവമഖിലശ്രുതിസാരമേകം അധ്യാത്മദീപമതിതിതിർഷതാം തമുന്ധം സംസാരിണാം കരുണയാഃ പുരാണഗുഹ്യം തം വ്യാസസൂനുമുപയാമി ഗുരും മുനീനാം. नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्. So last time we left with a question of Shaunaka asking Sutaji, Idam Bhagavatam Nama Puranam Brahma Samhitam Uttama Shloka Charitam Chakara Bhagavan Rishihi. So the Sutaji is telling that this Bhagavata was written by Bhagavan Vyasa, and for the Supreme Good of the world, he taught this holy and blessed Bhagavatam to his son Shuka Maharshi, and Shuka Maharshi has given this to Parikshit Maharaj. And I was also there among the crowd when Shuka Maharshi was narrating the story to Parikshit. So with that he stopped there. Now Vyasa Bhagavan is telling the fourth chapter, the first skanda. Idhi Pruvanam Samstuya Muninam Dirghasatrinam Vriddha Kulapati Sodam Bahurjashavanako Pravid. Congratulating Suta, Savanaka, the master of Rigveda, the leader of the sacrificial congregation, he said as follows: Suta Suta Mahabhagavatano Vadadambara Kadam Bhagavatim Punyam Vidaha Bhavachugam Kasmin Yuge Pravritteyam Sthane Vakena Heduna Kudasanjodita Krishna Kadavan Samhidam Munihi Tasya Putro Mahayogi Samadrang Narvikalpagaha Egandamatirunidro Gudho Muda Iveyate. So this Shaunaka is asking Sutaji, what age this particular Bhagavata has come into existence? Where and what reason this sacred text come into existence? What was the reason why he wrote this Bhagavatam? Prompted by whom did this sage Vyasa produce this text? Now, Sri Shuka, the son of Vyasa, was a great yogi, established in Paramatma. And it is said while following his son, the greatness of Sri Shuka was told here. Drishtvanuyandam rishimatmaja apyanaknam devyo hriya paridadurtara sudastam chitram sudasyam chitram tadviksha prichadi muno jagadustavasti Tripumbhita natu sutasya vivikta drishte. So when Vyasa Bhagavan was following Shuka Maharshi, at one point it is said that there was the celestial angels, the nymphs were taking bath in the river. And when they saw Vyasa Maharshi, suddenly they put on their clothes, they were shy. Whereas the same way Shuka Maharshi was walking, at that time they did not do anything, they did not feel anything. So this phenomena when Vyasa saw, he asked, what is this that, I am an old man, he is a young boy, 16-year-old boy. And why, when he was walking, you did not feel anything? Now, when I am walking, I am an old man also. why are you feeling shy and all that, he asked. So at that time, these ladies informed him, saying that, see, you have this difference between man and woman, whereas your son doesn't even recognize whether it's a man or woman. He sees only Paramatma, nothing else. That is the difference. So, such a Mahatma, so these people are asking, moving about as he did, like one intoxicated, and how did he come? Happened to come to Hastinapura, that is the Parikshit capital. Kathamalakshita paure samprapta kurujangalan unmatta mooka jadavat vicharan gajasang hoye katham va pandaveyasya rajashe munina saha samvada samabhutta titraisha satvati shuri. So, what is the reason why he had this conversation between Raja Parikshit and Sukha Maharshi? What is the reason? स गोदोहनमात्रं हि गृहेषु गृहमेदिनाम् अवेक्षते महाभागतीर्थी तदाश्रमम्. And it is believed that, Maharshi will stay in one place only for that much time. You have to milk the cow. That much time only he will stay. And how did he happen to stay 7 days? And narrate the story to Parikshit Maharaj. Abhimanyu Suda Prahur Bhagavadottamam Tasya Janma Mahashcharyam Karmani Grinina Nassa Samrat Kasyava Heto Pandunam Anavardhanaha Prayopavishto Gangayam Anadhrityadi. So all the background for this Bhagavatam, they are asking that this the Uttara Putra, the Parikshit, so such a great Rishi, great Mahatma who was protected by Bhagavan himself in the womb of Uttara, and such a great devotee, what is the reason that he has to give up his kingdom and repair to the, what you call, Ganga Tat, and make a vow that he will fast until death? Why did he do all that? So, how Parikshit was born, and what is the reason why he had to repair to the Ganga Tat, etc. Namandiyat pada nikedam atmanah shivayani yadanani chatrava kadam navera shriyamanga dustajam Vaishadosrashtamaho Mahasaha Muni Saha Subhi. So he at whose feet even his enemies took shelter. This is for Parikshit. With all their wealth, why did a king so young and so mighty think of abandoning all the good things of the world and even life itself, so dear to human beings? शिवाय लोकस्य भवाय भूतये य उत्तमश्लोकपरायणा जना जीवन्दिनात्मर्थमसो पराश्रयम् मोजनर्विद्यकुतः कलेवरम्. The devotees of the Lord, noble, fame, live in this world not for their own sake, but for the good and prosperity of the world. Such being the case, why did a young devotee of the type of Parikshit, even if we are full of the spirit of renunciation, think of abandoning his body, which was a support and shelter for all the world? So please give us the tat sarvam na samachaksha chakshva prishto yadiha kinchana Manyetvam Vishe Vacham Snadamanyatra Chandasam. Please answer all these questions. So Sudaji said, Dvapare Samanuprapte Titeye yugaparyaye jadaparasharat yogi vasavyam kalaya hare. So, towards the close of Dwapara Yuga, considered the third of the yugas. So Satya Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, Treta Yuga, then Dwapara Yuga. What is the third one? That was the time Vyasa Bhagavan was born, a partial incarnation of Bhagavan Vishnu. We saw that we had saw 24 avatars. So Vyasa Bhagavan was also included in that as a partial Amsha avatara. And his avatara is called Jnana avatara. There are different kinds of avatars. Vyasa's avatara is the Jnana avatara. Son of Swarashara, the daughter of the fisherman Vasu, and his mother's name was Satyavati. Varavaranyasa kalena vyaktaram hasa yugadharma vyadikaram praptam bhuvi yuge yuge. So that Rishi who had an insight into everything, past, present, and future, perceived the great transformation brought about by time, seeing the fast decline in man's health and strength, is also his loss of Shraddha, faith, longevity, and good luck. The all compassionate sage began to think of securing the future good of men. So, what he did was Chadurhotram karma shuddham prajanam viksha vaidikam vedadat yatnya sandatte vedamekam chaturvidham Rajajussama atharvakya vedaschattvara uttrudaha itihasa puranam cha panchamo veda uchyate tatra ऋग्वेदधरपैलः समागो जैमिनिकविः वैशम्पायन एवेको निष्णातो यजुषामुत अथर्वङ्गिरसमासीद सुमन्दुर्दारुणो मुनिः इतिहासपुराणानां Pitame Maharshana. He re-edited. Veda was one. He edited, collected, and edited, which was single unit originally, and dividing it into four, so that this Veda Yajna performed by four officiating priests may not disappear from the human society. He then revived the Veda by editing into four books, the Rig, Sama, Yajus, and Atharva. Then he brought about the Itihasas and Puranas, the sacred traditional histories and the ancient sacred lore known as the fifth Veda. But for Vyasa Bhagavan, human being would have by now forgotten the greatness of Veda. Of this, the Rig Veda was given to Rishi Paila, and the Samaveda was learned by Jaimini, and Vaishampayana took the Yajurveda. and Sumantu mastered Atharva Veda, and Romaharshana was given Purana and Itihasas. This is how it is given. And these sages gave these teaching to their Sishyas, and later on, even these Vedas are also divided into sections: Krishna Yajurveda, Shukla Yajurveda, etc. So it has come down from Parampara, Rishi Parampara, Raja Parampara, it has gone. Evam Parampara Praptam, Imam Rajarshayo Viduhu. Now, these are all great achievement of Vyasa Bhagavan. Now, 26th verse, Evam Pravartasya Sada Bhutanam Shreyasi Dvijaha Sarvatmakenapi Yada Natushyat Hridayam Tadaha Hridayam Tadaha. The sage Vyasa, even though he has done so much, but he felt dissatisfied. Even though he had been wholeheartedly devoting himself to the welfare of all beings. Yadi prasidat hridayaha saraswatyastade shucho vitarkayan vrivikta idam provacha dharmavide vriviktastham vriviktastha idam provacha dharmavide. So, and sitting in a quiet place, spot on the banks of Saraswati, he started quietly thinking, what mistake I have committed? Have I done anything wrong? This was his thinking. And he said that in the Bharatavyapadeshena Yatma Yamnayarthascha Darshitaha Drishyate Yatra Dharmadi Trishudradhibirapyuta. In the guise of Mahabharata, I have made available to people who are not allowed to study Vedas. Such people, I made it possible for them to study this Mahabharata, unfolding Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. And so, I have done that. Tathapita padam me dehyo hyatma chaivatmana vibhu asampanna iva bhati brahmavarchasya sattamaha. Even then, I am who am considered great and perfect, those people endowed with scholarliness. But I feel discontented in my mind, fail to feel that enrichment and joy of the spirit. Why am I feeling like this? Kim va bhagavata dharmanna prayena nirupitaha priyaha paramahamsanam tayeva hyachyuta priya. Is it because that I have not given adequate exposition to Bhagavata Dharma, which is very dear to Bhagavan Vishnu Achyutaha? Have I not done properly the Bhagavata Dharma? Tasyevam kilamatmanam manyamanasya khityadaha krishnasya naradobhyagat ashramam pragudahridam. As he was thus thinking, there arrived sage sage Narada at the hermitage of Bhagavan Vyasa, who was sitting there absorbed in his own thinking. Tamabhinyaya sahasa pratyuthaya munihi पूजयामास विधिवन् नारदं सुरपूजितम्. So that Narada who is Surapujitam, the one who is worshipped by even devatas, when he realized the guest who is none other than Bhagavan Narada himself, he got up from his seat and received him respectfully and worshipped him and offered him proper seat, etc. And Suta Uvacha, Suta says, Atatam Sukamasinam Upasinam Brihatshravaha Devarshi Praha Viparshi Vinapanismayaniva. Being seated comfortably, Devarshi Narada, who constantly move about in this world singing the Lord's name, addressed Narada addressed Viprarshi. So Brahmarshi, that is Vyasa Bhagavan. Narada said, Parasharya Mahabhaga Bhavatak Kachidatmanam Paridushyati Sharira Atma Manaseva. When two Mahatmas meet, how they ask the welfare of each other, we should know. They will not ask what is happening to Trump family. This kind of question they will not ask. So he is asking, O son of Parashara, O high-souled one, is your good self happy in mind and body? Jitnyasitam susampannam apite mahadadbhutam kritavan bharatam yastvam sarvartha paribhringitam. Why? Jitnyasitam adhitam cha yattat brahma sanatanam athapi chochasyatmanam akritartha iva prabho. For composing the Mahabharata, a unique and an encyclopedic work dealing with all four Purusharthas, it is said that Vyasochistam Jagat Sarvam. So what is there, what is not there in Mahabharata is not worth knowing. Whatever topic that is there in this world, he has dealt with in Mahabharata. So you have composed this Mahabharata which deal with all Purusharthas, Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha, and therefore you must be considered as the master of Dharma. And also you have completely mastered the Vedas and propagated to your disciples, and they in turn propagated to their disciples. Hearing this, Vyasa Bhagavan said, अस्त्येव मे सर्वमिदं तयोक्तं तथापि नात्मा परिदुष्यते मे तन्मूलमव्यक्तमगाधबोधं पृच्छामहे त्वात्मभवात्मभूतम्. What you said is correct. Asत्यeva. So, I know, I have done all these things. Still, I feel no joy or satisfaction with it. The cause of it is not very clear to me also. You are the son of Brahma and possessed of infinite knowledge. Please find out and tell me the cause of my sorrow. Save Bhavan Veda Samastaguhyam Upasito Yat Purusha Purana Paravaresho Manaseva Vishwam Jatyavatyati Gunaira Sangaha. You are endowed with knowledge of the subtlest and the most secret of all things. Now, you travel all over the world. Tvam paryadan narkaiva trilogi andacharo ayirvatma sakshi paravare brahmani dharmado vradai nadasya me nyunamalam vichaksha. You travel all over the world like a sun and penetrate into their mind. You can see them and understand what is going on in the mind, that capacity. You can get into the hearts of all beings. Therefore, please look into my mind and find out what is going on, what exactly is lacking in me. I have accomplished all that man can accomplish by the study and practice of the Vedas and by the observance of the rules of virtuous and the austere living. I have done all that. Now listening to this, Narada says, Bhavatanudita prayam yasho bhagavato malam yenaivaso natushyeta manye tat darshanam khilam. Now Narada starts scolding Vyasa Bhagavan. You have not adequately described the unsullied glory of the Supreme Lord. He says, I consider it is imperfect. All the philosophies, if it fails to describe the glories of Lord, that alone can give full satisfaction to the person as well as Bhagavan. Yatha dharmadayascha munivaryānukirtitaha na tatha vasudevasya mahima hyanuvarnitaha. You have not expounded the greatness of Vasudeva with that exhaustiveness with which you have treated the Vedic rites and the fourfold end of human being, dharmartha kama moksha. Nayat yat vajas chitrapadam harer yasho jagat pavitram pragrihneeta karhyajat तद्धायसं तीर्थमुशन्दिमानसां नयत्रहं सा निरमत्युशिष्यता. See, he says the literary work, however great it may be literally, literacy wise, but if it is not having any description of the Lord, the sanctifying glory of the Lord, it will not be enjoyed by the Paramahamsas. It is like swans will go only like Manasa Sarovaram, higher places. But all the literary work are like dirty places where only crows will go. This particular expression is there in Tulsi Ramayana also, Ramcharitmanas. Tulsidaji was very much influenced by Bhagavatam, it seems. He says, the Naishkarmam apyachyuta bhava varchitam nashopade jnanamalam niranjanam. Naishkarmyam api. Even Naishkarmya means moksha. Jivan mukti avastha. Even Jivan mukti avastha is not considered great if that Jivan Mukta doesn't have devotion to the Lord. Naishkarmyam apyachyuta bhava varjitam. This is a very famous line. Nashobhate jnanamalam niranjanam. It is pure knowledge. Then he says, even if it is a work, somebody has given some work which has got so much mistake or so many faults, but if it is filled with devotion, Bhagavan forgives that. And there is a story in Kerala, that is a Puntanam. He was a Malayalam poet, and he wrote simple Krishna Krishna Mukunda Janardana Krishna Govinda Narayana Hare Achyutananda Govinda Madhava. Like this simple verses he used to write. And he wanted to get it corrected by the great scholar Bhattadari, Narayana Bhattadari, who wrote Narayaniyam. Bhattadari did not even look at it. It's in Bhasha. Yes, sir. Yes, it is in Malayalam. Yeah, there is no vibhakti, no grammar, nothing. So either I have no time for checking this. Go to somebody else. So Puntana was very sad, He went to Krishna, Krishna, this is what happened, you know it. So what happened on that night? Bhattadari got back his old Vadarogam. He started feeling pain. He was not able to walk. And he said, Bhagavan, what happened? Why are you giving back the same disease now? Then he heard a voice. I like Puntanam's bhakti than your vibhakti. So this is what our Naraji says here. Even if it is with fault, still filled with bhakti, Bhagavan will like it. Atho Mahabhaga Bhavanamo Khatrak Shuchishrava Satyarato Dridhavrata Rukramasya Gilabandha Muktaye Samadhina Anusmaratat Vijeshtitam. Therefore, O high-souled one, you who are endowed with unerring insight, ever devoted to truth and established in sacred vows, do through samadhi recall the memories of those wonderful sportive deeds of Bhagavan and expound the same for the salvation of human being. And also Narada said in Mahabharata, out of your compassion for humanity, you have compromised even certain values. Dharma itself you have compromised. In Mahabharata Yuddha, you have give allowance to Dharmaraj. You can tell a lie. You can tell a lie, certain conditions you can tell a lie. So that is a concession you have granted. What will happen the coming generation? That concession become what? A rule, isn't it? So nobody will think that it is only under the circumstances. There are certain conditions are there. Those conditions will be forgotten. Isn't it? Something like a diabetic patient go to a doctor. The doctor say once in a way you can eat some sweet. If you say, then what happens? That once in a way you'll forget. It will become every day, isn't it? So the same way, those concessions you have given, that will be dangerous in the future generation. So also you have highlighted rituals. Those people who are desire prompted people, they will take it as their law. And materially minded, sense bound people, they will consider it is their role and they will misuse it. Now, afterwards, so you have given bhakti as a topic in Mahabharata also, but that is not enough. Bhakti as a path you have given, but that is not enough. So here in Bhagavatam, what is that? Bhakti is the not a means, it is an end. So moksha itself is bhakti. Bhakti itself is moksha. So the joy of moksha is bhakti. That is the way it is given in Bhagavatam. So that's why, therefore, tvamatmanatmanamavehya mokhadrikparasya pumsa paramatmanak kalam ajam prajatam jagadashivaya tanmahanubhavapyudayoti ganyadam. You are the Amsavatara of Bhagavan. And also, karma phalas are paltry. Great people like you need not advise that. You should give people something more. That is like moksha prapti. So all the rituals are karma phala prapti. So that karma phala, however exalted it may be, even Surga Prapti also, it is not permanent, it is ephemeral. Therefore, you should give something for the people that which is lasting, permanent. What is that permanent thing? Only Bhagavan is the only permanent thing. Everything else is impermanent. So therefore, idam hi Pumsavat tapasashrutasya va svistasya suktasya ja buddhidattayoho avichudorthak kavibhir nirupito yaduttama shloka gunanuvarnanam. So great men have established that supreme, imperishable Lord is the one to be attained, nothing else. Now, is there any proof? Vyasa Maharshi must have thought, is there any proof? Narada says, I am the proof. Now he narrates his own story. Narada story. Arham puradida bhave bhavam mune dasyastu kasyascha vedavadinam nirubido balaga eva yoginam shushrusane pravrishi nirvivikshadam. Now look at my story. I was born to a Dasi Putra and she was serving in a house where Mahatma used to come there and spend their Chaturmasyam there. So during that time, I used to go and serve them. I used to be with them and helping them. I was only 5-year-old boy. But even then, they took a very liking for me. And I used to partake whatever leftover uchishta of these Mahatmas. And I used to listen to their discourses on Bhagavan, Vishnu, Lord Krishna, Krishna stories they used to narrate. I used to sit down and ardently listen, eagerly listen. And afterwards, when they were leaving, they were happy with me. They have given me the mantra japa also and described the form of Bhagavan and initiated me into the path of meditation. So after they left, then one day it so happened that my mother, I am the only son for her. There is no mention about his father. Father must have died before. But there is no mention here. So only mother. Mother was very much attached to him. And one day it so happened that mother went out in the night to milk the cow. At that time, she was bitten by a snake. She died. And when that happened, see, look at this child. She didn't feel he is orphan or anything. He felt that. So that bondage is also gone. Bhagavan is doing that I can devote myself completely now, 100%. So this is how the devotees look at it. Whenever a situation comes, how you look at it is very important, you see. Tukaram Maharaj had a very bad wife, terrible wife. Even Bhagavan was scared of her. Vitthal Bhagavan was scared of her. And so Tukaram used to say, Deva, you are so compassionate. You have given me a wife like this so that I will not get attached to samsara. Suppose you have a good wife, then what happened? You get more attached, you get more entangled in samsara, isn't it? Suppose you have a bad wife, you get detached, isn't it? So this is also Bhagavan's kripa. So that is how devotees look at it. Here also, our Naraji also looked at that way. And he left hope and walked and reached a forest. And he sat, he drank some water from the river, and he sat, took a bath and refreshed himself and sat in meditation as advised by those rishis. And he started chanting Bhagavan's name. And after a long time, Bhagavan appeared in his mind. Shangachakragadadhari, Pidambaradhari appeared in his mind. He was so happy, horripilation, tears flowing from eyes. That vision of Bhagavan has completely thrilled him. And suddenly what happened? It disappeared. It was like a flash and it disappeared. When it disappeared, Narada was so sorrowful and he started crying loudly, "Oh Bhagavan, you gave me darshan, but you disappeared. I didn't even have time to talk to you." He was a little child. So then he heard a voice saying that in this body you cannot see me. You continue your meditation. I gave you darshan as an incentive. So now you continue your meditation and purify yourself. And the next kalpa, you will be born from Brahmaji. Then I will bless you. So after the one kalpa is over and Brahmaji was awakened, Brahmaji is one night and one day. You know the calculation. I hope you know the calculation. 1000 Mahayuga is, one Mahayuga is 4.3 million years. That is Mahayuga, Satyayuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, Kali Yuga put together is 4.3 million years. One Mahayuga. Like this 1000 Mahayuga is Brahmaji's 12 hours, waking hours. And Brahmaji sleeps also 12 hours, it seems. So 1000 Mahayuga waking, another 1000 Mahayuga sleeping. So when he wakes up, when he goes to sleep, the whole thing will go. The whole creation is completely gone into dormant. Like you go to sleep, how your world goes to dormant state. The same way, Brahmaji goes to sleep, everything goes into dormant state. And when he wakes up, the whole creation also come into existence. This is the idea. So, Narada went into that state, the pralaya, and then when Brahmaji woke up, then he came. That's why Brahmaji's first creation was Sanat Kumara's. Second creation is Narada and other Saptarishis, Marichi, etc. He was born. And Bhagavan himself gave him the veena and singing Bhagavan's glory. Now he is moving about in this world. Now, having said this, Narada said, "Look at me. This is the greatness of Bhagavat Bhakti." Therefore, that is the example he gave to Vyasa Bhagavan. And he left from there. Now, after that, now Shaunakadi is asking question. Nargyate Narade Suta Bhagavan Bhadarayanaha Shrutavan Tadabhipredam Tatakimakarot Vibhuhu. Shaunaka said, Nargate, after Narada departed, what did Vyasa Bhagavan do? Natural question, right? Sutta says, Brahmanatyam sarassutyam ashrama pachime tade Shamyaprasa iti prokta Rishinam satravardhanaha. On the western banks of the Saraswati river, which is the resort for all holy men, there is a sacred spot most suited for spiritual retreats. Sitting in that ashrama at that sacred spot, Vedavyasa entered into samadhi. Bhakti yogena manasi samyak pranihite male apashyat purusham purvam mayam cha tadabashrayam. In his mind, purified and made concentrated through divine love, he had the perfect vision of the Supreme Being and the power of Maya dependent on him. In the second chapter, you will see Chatushloki Bhagavatham. Bhagavatham in 4 verses. What are the topic of the 4 verses? Only 4 things are there. An expansion of that 4 verses is this 18,000 verses of Bhagavatam. First is Brahmaswarupam. What is the nature of Paramatma? Second is what is Maya. Third one is Jiva Swarupam. What is Jiva? What is his nature? Then fourth topic is how to get out of this. Jivatma Paramatma Yoho Aikyam is there. Then even though it is Aikyam but it's not known, how we can get out of this samsara. So these are the 4 topics which is elaborated. So that is what he says. He saw that in his meditation clearly. Yaya sammohido jivaha. Okay. Anarthopashamam saksha bhakti yoga madokshaje logasya janato vidvan chakre sattvata samhidam. He also realized that the suffering of human being is caused by avidya, and the removal of his devotion to Bhagavan. And hence, that illumined sage composed Bhagavata Purana, known also as the Sattvata Samhita. It was scripture of devotion for the benefit of human being suffering in the world. To teach them bhakti is the one mean by which the darkness of ignorance can be dispelled and the spiritual glory of the jiva restored. Yasyam ve shuyamānāyam Krishne paramapurushe bhakti rutpyatyade pumsaha shoka moha bhayapaha. Shuka Maharshi says, Sutaji says here, human being only 3 problem. Shoka, moha, bhaya. Shoka means with regrets of the past. Bhaya means fear of future, uncertainty of future. both come and disturb you in the present moment. And that mental state is called moha, delusion. All these shoka, moha, bhaya, apaha removes through what? Bhakti utpatyate. If you listen to Bhagavatam, it kindles bhakti towards Bhagavan in your heart, which will remove all your shoka, moha, bhaya. How beautiful it is. So samhitam bhagavatim kritvanukramya chatmajam shukam adhyapayamasa navritti niratam muni. After composing Bhagavatam, after carefully revising it, the sage taught this Bhagavatam to his son Shuka, who was renunciate personified. Oh, I see. Time? I forgot time. We'll stop here. We'll see. Now Shaunagad asking so many questions. And we will see the answer to this. And there is a prelude to this. After Mahabharata war, what happened? That story. So he's asking, Shaunaka is going to ask, what is the occasion in which this Pandavas left the kingdom? Parikshit's birth also. And how did the Pandavas left the kingdom and attained Surgarohanam? Before that, what happened? So all the stories you will see after the Achyuttama's cruelty, etc. And then how he confronted with Arjuna and how he killed Draupadi's 5 children in the night. All those stories he is going to tell now. Okay, we'll see that next class. Okay, Hariyo. Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.
Hari Om, Swamiji.